Have you ever noticed how some things just stick in your mind? It's like they have a special glue that makes them unforgettable, like famous speeches or catchy slogans. These phrases seem to have a way of embedding themselves into our memories, almost effortlessly. There's a secret ingredient behind this phenomenon, the rule of three. This principle is a powerful tool used in communication, storytelling, and even marketing. It's the idea that things grouped in threes are easier to remember and more enjoyable. Think about it. 3 objects, 3 friends, 3 wishes. There's something inherently satisfying about the number 3. Consider the phrase life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's a powerful trio that has resonated through history. The Declaration of Independence uses this trio to encapsulate fundamental human rights. That's the rule of three in action. It's a technique that educators, writers, and speakers use to make their messages more impactful and memorable. This rule isn't just some random idea, it's rooted in how our brains work. Our cognitive processes are wired to recognize and remember patterns, and 3 is the smallest number that can form a pattern. We naturally look for patterns, and 3 is the magic number. From the triangles in geometry to the triplets in music, the number 3 is everywhere. It's simple enough to grasp, but interesting enough to keep us engaged. Whether it's 3 points in a speech or 3 steps in a process, the rule of 3 makes information more digestible. So how can you use this magic in your own life? Let's break it down. Start by organizing your thoughts or tasks into groups of 3. Whether you're writing an essay, giving a presentation, or planning your day, try to structure your points in 3s. You'll find that it not only makes your message clearer, but also more compelling. The rule of 3 can be your secret weapon for effective communication and productivity. Embrace the magic of 3 and watch how it transforms the way you connect with others and manage your life. Our brains are hardwired to seek out patterns. From the moment we are born, our brains start to look for connections and repetitions in the world around us. This ability to recognize patterns is crucial for our survival and development. It helps us predict outcomes, understand complex systems, and make decisions quickly. It's how we make sense of the world. Patterns provide a framework for understanding the chaos of our environment. They allow us to categorize information, identify trends, and draw conclusions. Without patterns, the world would be a confusing and overwhelming place. 3 is the smallest number that forms a pattern, making it instantly recognizable. This is why the number 3 is so significant in various aspects of our lives. From storytelling to design, the rule of 3 is a powerful tool that leverages our brain's natural affinity for patterns. This simplicity is key to the rule of 3's power. By breaking down information into 3 parts, we make it more digestible and memorable. This is why many speeches, presentations, and even jokes follow the rule of 3. It creates a sense of balance and completeness that resonates with our brains. It's easy to understand and even easier to remember. When information is presented in 3s, it sticks in our minds more effectively. This is because our brains are wired to recognize and retain patterns. By leveraging this natural tendency, we can improve our communication and make our messages more impactful. But it's not just about simplicity. The rule of 3 also taps into our emotional responses. When we encounter a pattern, it triggers a sense of satisfaction and pleasure in our brains. This is why stories, jokes, and even marketing campaigns that use the rule of 3 are often more engaging and memorable. 3 is also inherently satisfying. Think about a joke: the setup, the build-up, and the punchline. This 3-part structure creates a rhythm that our brains find pleasing. It builds anticipation and delivers a payoff that feels rewarding. The first part sets the stage, the second builds anticipation, and the third delivers the punchline. This structure is not only effective in humor, but also in storytelling, presentations, and even everyday conversations. It helps us communicate more effectively and keeps our audience engaged, and the third delivers the punchline. This natural rhythm is something our brains are attuned to. It creates a sense of flow and progression that keeps us interested and invested in the outcome. It's a natural rhythm that keeps us engaged and wanting more. Whether it's in a story, a joke, or a presentation, the rule of 3 helps us connect with our audience on a deeper level. It makes our messages more compelling and memorable. This sense of completeness is what makes the rule of 3 so effective. It taps into our brain's natural preference for patterns and creates a sense of harmony and satisfaction. By understanding and utilizing the rule of 3, we can enhance our communication, storytelling, and overall effectiveness in conveying our ideas. Why does the rule of 3 work so well? Let's count the ways. First, simplicity. Three things are easy to digest. Our brains love a manageable amount of information. Second, engagement. Triads create a natural flow, like a mini story with a beginning, middle, and end. Third, rhetorical power. Three has a rhythm that just feels right. It adds impact to speeches, stories, and even everyday conversations. This combination of simplicity, engagement, and rhetorical power makes the rule of three a communication powerhouse. So, whether you're giving a presentation or just telling a story, remember the magic of three. Don't just take my word for it. The rule of three is everywhere, from iconic speeches to catchy advertising jingles. Remember Julius Caesar's famous declaration, Veni, Vidi, Vici, I came, I saw, I conquered? Or what about Martin Luther King Jr., his powerful repetition of I have a dream? Even your favorite brands use it. Nike's Just Do It is simple yet effective. And who can forget Rice Krispies' iconic snap, crackle, pop? These examples prove that the rule of three isn't just a writing trick, it's a fundamental principle of effective communication. Using threes in your everyday life. The rule of three isn't just for speeches and slogans, it can make your everyday communication more impactful. Try these simple tricks. Decision-making. When faced with choices, break them down into three categories. This makes complex decisions feel more manageable. Problem-solving. Use a three-step approach. Identify the problem, analyze the cause, and find a solution. Giving instructions. Present information in groups of three. For example, first, gather your materials. Second, follow the instructions. Third, enjoy your creation. By incorporating triads into your daily life, you'll find that you communicate with more clarity and confidence. Crafting your own triads, tips, and tricks. Ready to harness the power of three? Triads are a powerful tool in communication, helping to make your message more memorable and impactful. Whether you're giving a presentation, writing an article, or simply trying to convey an idea, crafting effective triads can make all the difference. Here's how to craft your own memorable triads. First, choose wisely. The elements you select should be relevant and meaningful to your message. Think about the core ideas you want to convey and how they can be grouped into three distinct yet related components. For example, if you're talking about productivity, you might choose focus, efficiency, and balance. These elements should resonate with your audience and clearly support your main point. Select three elements that are relevant and meaningful to your message. Don't force it. The elements should flow naturally. If they feel contrived or awkward, your audience will notice, and the impact will be lost. Second, keep it concise. Each element should be short, sweet, and to the point. Avoid long, convoluted phrases that can confuse your audience or dilute your message. The beauty of a triad lies in its simplicity and clarity. For instance, instead of saying, we need to improve our efficiency, increase our productivity, and enhance our performance, you could simply say, efficiency, productivity, performance. The latter is much more direct and easier to remember. Each element should be short, sweet, and to the point. Avoid long, convoluted phrases. Third, create a rhythm. Read your triad aloud. Does it have a natural flow? The rhythm of your triad can greatly enhance its memorability and impact. Avoid long, convoluted phrases. Third, create a rhythm. Read your triad aloud. Does it have a natural flow? The rhythm of your triad can greatly enhance its memorability and impact. Adjust the wording until it rolls off the tongue. For example, stop, look, listen, has a natural rhythm that makes it easy to remember and repeat. Play around with the order and wording of your elements until you find a combination that feels right. Does it have a natural flow? Adjust the wording until it rolls off the tongue. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you experiment with triads, the more natural they will become in your communication. Adjust the wording until it rolls off the tongue. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you experiment with triads, the more natural they will become in your communication. Don't be afraid to test different combinations and see what works best for your audience. Finally, don't forget to practice. The more you use triads, the more comfortable you'll become with them. Try incorporating them into your daily conversations, presentations, and writing. Over time, you'll find that they become a natural part of your communication style. The more you experiment with triads, the more natural they will become in your communication. So, go ahead and start crafting your own triads today. With these tips and tricks, you'll be well on your way to becoming a more effective and memorable communicator. Practice makes perfect. Try it out. The best way to master the rule of three is to use it. Start by identifying triads in everyday conversations, books, or movies. Then, challenge yourself to incorporate triads into your own writing and speaking. Here are some prompts to get you started. Describe your dream vacation in 3 words. List 3 things you're grateful for. Explain your favorite hobby using 3 key points. Remember, it's okay to experiment and have fun with it. The power of 3, your key to success. The rule of 3 is more than just a writing technique. It's a communication superpower. By understanding and applying this simple principle, you can make your messages more memorable, persuasive, and impactful. Whether you're delivering a presentation, writing a blog post, or just chatting with friends, remember the magic of 3. It might just be the key to unlocking your communication potential. Remember these 3 things. Let's recap the power of 3. First, our brains love patterns. 3 is the smallest number that forms a pattern, making it easy to remember. Second, triads are engaging. They create a natural flow that keeps our attention. Third, the rule of 3 is versatile. Use it in speeches, writing, storytelling, and everyday conversations. So the next time you want your message to stick, remember the rule of 3. It's a simple, yet powerful tool that can make all the difference.